Monday's Child. Wow, this was powerful. The story that the filmmakers told, they told it really, really well. It was so relevant for what's happening in today's society. Obviously, it's a very controversial subject matter, but I think the filmmakers told such a controversial story really, really well. I loved the cinematography, what they did with it, and how they told the story. Camera angles were really good. The characters were very, very specific and realistic. So I thought that they did a nice job on this film.
Monday's Child. I mean, wow. This one is obviously very topical for the current political climate that we find ourselves in, certainly in the United States, but also in other places all around the world. It reminded me of a film, an HBO film from many, many years ago called If These Walls Could Talk, with Demi Moore, Cher, and Sissy Spacek, each kind of playing anthology stories about abortion. I think this just reaffirms the things that we all know to be true, that a woman needs autonomous right to her body, and that without that is a detriment to the health of herself, of her family, and of humankind as we know it.
Monday's Child. Wow, this was a really great short. I feel like such an important topic, yet controversial topic. So this is a very sensitive topic, and I think you guys handled it very well. I love how the guy said we have a right to self-defense, and the woman said, and women don't. So it was interesting. And then pro-life is a political position, and what you have is a complicated medical condition. I thought that line was super important. Just a really important message. In the line, the quote, "What will happen to all these women?" It's just so disturbing because it's true. I mean, this is the whole point of, the Roe versus Wade in the first place. And to have it now being in question, it feels like it's just ridiculous. And I really think that you handled this topic extremely well. And it felt somewhat stilted a little bit with the acting, but I feel like it was a directing move, and it almost felt more medical in that way. So I appreciated that because of the medical aspect of it and the sensitivity of it. I thought everybody did a really great job. It was just a different style of acting, I think, a style of direction that the short was taken, and I feel like it was because it's so sensitive and it's a medical, kind of a feel to it, in my opinion, sort of a PSA medical feel, was the style of it. So kudos to you guys. You bit off a lot with this one, and I thought you handled it very well. And the length of it was good too. And I hope this message really gets out there, and good luck to you guys.
This film, Monday's Child, was about a pro-life woman, and she protests outside of Planned Parenthood and spray paints things against abortions all the time. But when her own pregnancy is showing signs that she may have trouble surviving and that the baby will most likely die quickly, she has a complete change of heart and starts to understand why healthcare and abortion access for all women is so important. And because her views and her voting have contributed to the loss of access to safe healthcare, safe abortions, she no longer has access herself to safe abortions and felt like she had to use very, very unsafe methods on herself. I think seeing that, while it was tough to watch, is really important. I mean, I think in the end she maybe died, but I think it's really important for pro-life people to see and open their eyes to the depth of this kind of situation and what many women do succumb to, because they just feel like they have no other options, which she ended up feeling like she didn't have any other options. And it's so sad that she learned too late, and now it's too far done to go back. It's definitely a great conversation starter film.
Monday's Child is the story of karma. It is about learning hard lessons and the attack of women's rights. As we follow our character, we see that they are pro-life and going as far as to make legislative movements in order to prevent women from being able to have procedures such as abortions. And so we are at a women's health clinic, and we get to see the doctors and the forefront of essentially what these people are up against on a daily basis. And we get to see the lens of the other side of that perspective. Now, this family has a couple of kids of their own, and they're having a child along the way, except the plot twist is that there are actually medical complications. So very much so that the child has been deemed won't last long in terms of survival, and if she goes through with having this kid, it's a high risk, and even for the sake of her own survival. And throughout these hurdles and challenges this character goes through, they sort of see the errors of the pro-life philosophy that has and are currently affecting many women across the United States at this time. And so we sort of get to see this character have this fit and sit in the other person's shoes for a while. And she feels out of place as well. It's not like her family is getting a sense of understanding in this process. So she's fighting what she's known while discovering the errors of her ways. And it's this nice duality that the filmmakers have put together to show the complex layers that comes within this current time, and the way that it is with the womb.